Hello, I'm VJ Karana. Welcome to My Australia, the show about people from overseas having Australian experiences. Coming up today, Raymond learns Taekwondo, Natsumi rides in a steam train, and Jayshree visits a fruit farm. There are all kinds of hobbies and pastimes. I'm guessing Raymond isn't a stamp collecting kind of guy. He's about to learn the martial art of Taekwondo. Let's take a look.
My name is Raymond Unasi. I'm from Bena in the Eastern Highlands of Papua New Guinea. I came to Australia in 2011 to study here in James Cook University. And I'm studying Masters of Applied Science in Natural Resource Management. Back at home, I was working as the conservation officer with a World Wildlife Fund for Nature at the Sipik River Conservation Project. After 6 months, my wife, Maggie, and the son, Sekawu, they came and joined me.
This is finger.
Finger, not fish. Not fish, finger. We are living in Townsville in North Queensland. Daily, I wake up at like 5 o'clock in the morning. And by 5:30, 6 o'clock, I'm already there at the shops. I work until 8 o'clock. And then I come, have breakfast, and I go to the uni. I don't have peace in the house because so much noise. A lot of people go around with their bikes. So I always go to the uni. Afterwards, 9 o'clock in the night, between 9 to 11, I go back 2 hours to do more cleanup. I do whole day Saturday of work, so I'm left with Sundays, which I take my family with me to the beach or fishing. Today I'm gonna come in and see how the South Pacific Taekwondo training session goes and the different classes. I have no experience at all. Yes, this whole month I've been doing a lot of work, studying, and major papers been done, and so, do these trainings just for the day will probably help me stretch out and relax.
It's much more than just self-defense. We teach you other skills, people skills in there, how to deal with your own self-concentration. And it's a good way to release positive energy for kids as well as adults, so stress relief.
Yeah.
Raymond, this is Senior Instructor Kath. She's going to be going through some basic movements with you.
Yep, so you want your knee to come up first and then follow through with the...
With the leg.
Don't try to kick that high.
Yeah.
You start about shoulder height. Sip. Yeah, so now we're going to look at that retreat thing that we were doing before.
Yes, going backwards.
Yeah, going backwards. So you kick with your front foot and then step back. So make sure you're thinking, okay, there's something there, and I'm aiming for the middle of that person. So you keep your eyes forward. Yeah, so Hana, just step forward. That's it. Dil. Nep. To sit. You sit.
I'm losing my balance.
Yeah, and chumbi. So if you think about how your feet are and that...
I was just thinking that it's all about fighting. Now it's more to do with relaxation and getting your own body, like circulating the cells, the blood, and then, it's more to do with body balance. Yeah, I feel a little bit of like, some kind of orderly than being like psychologically out of balance, out of thoughts flying around everywhere. Now, like since we walked in, my mind is now focused within this building.
So with Taekwondo, we have the 5 tenets of Taekwondo, which are self-control, integrity, respect, courtesy, and indomitable spirit. And they help us train and develop who we are as instructors and students.
Okay, good. In September, we'll be going back to Papua New Guinea, and there's a lot of thoughts rushing through my mind. Personally, I think that my perspective about life was different. I just lived according to the society's expectation. When I came here, I realized that no, society's gotta live on its own, and you have your own life to live. When I go back home, I will begin to think about my family and my future more than what society wants me to do and expects me to become. They might at first think that, oh, I'm just coming from Australia and I'm trying to be, this and that, but I've seen differences in life and I can't go on living like what I've been living in Papua New Guinea for the rest of my life.
We have another kick that we do as well for our beginner students.
Yes.
That's Yopchigi, which is the
Oh, how
side.
do you say it again?
Yop, cheeky.
Up cheeky.
Okay, so hana. That's good. Yep, and down. Good. Do. Step. Hana.
Oh, no.
Good. Yep. So just keep balance and just
I got the wrong leg, yeah.
Yeah, when you're kicking, looking like thinking
Yeah.
where you're kicking, so keep your eyes on that as well. That's it. So when you do it, try to keep your body, so with our front kick, we stay straight on. It's a kick that you don't turn your body away from, so that you can keep an eye on your person and stuff at all times. Yeah. That's it. Yep. And then go from there. Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
That's it. You can feel the force in the kick behind it. Yep. So give it a couple of goes. Good, nice. I've had students who have started and have had troubles at school, like not being able to focus in class, not being able to make friends and all that sort of stuff. And then they've gone from that and become students who are doing really well, become school captain, and really getting that focus on what they can do and how they can work.
It's got everything to do with discipline, and then you have respect for others and yourself and focus on your mind. So as a dad, I think kids need to be focused at an early age. So as they go through their life, they know what they're doing.
For myself with Taekwondo, I've found that it's given me a lot of support throughout my life, a lot of ways of dealing with different circumstances. It's also given me a really good level of fitness, as well as a great group of friends and stuff that I can relate with and connect. Yeah, that's it.
That concludes class. Everyone give applause to Raymond for his first one of Taekwondo.
Thank you everyone for your time. Thanks a lot, it's been a pleasure. I really enjoyed it. Of all the sports I've played, I think this is something good. I feel very good inside and physically too.
Well done, mate.
Thanks, buddy. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Good work, Raymond. You'll be a black belt in no time. Now, I love trains, and sometimes I wish I could go back to the golden age of steam trains. Well, our next guest is about to get that chance as she spends the day on a steam railway. All aboard? Boop!
Hi, my name's Natsumi, and I'm half Sri Lankan, half Japanese, and I was born in Sri Lanka. When I was little, I was the shyest person there was. I was so shy, I wouldn't eat in front of people. I would always watch myself. And I think it was when I started modeling, I kind of developed a persona that enabled me to become more confident and more outgoing than I really was. It became almost like an unhealthy obsession to maintain myself. In the end, I just thought, you know, this is better for me if I give up something that I was never truly passionate about. When I first moved to Adelaide, my parents thought that it would be better for me if I was in a residential college. It was a great experience, I think, living with 100-odd people. But I think I'm much happier living on my own, just because I felt like I was too old for this sort of college lifestyle, and my parents were reluctant, but I just thought it would be good for me to move out and learn to be independent. I have come to realize that I've had sort of a princess lifestyle because, especially coming to Adelaide, where people are so different here with how they've grown up. I do know when I say I have a driver and I have a helper and a gardener and an electrician / plumber, people just sort of go, hang on a minute, what? And so it's made me realize that I'm sort of used to a more privileged lifestyle, I guess. We are in Corrin. It's about 5 hours away from Adelaide, and we're at the Pichirichi Railway.
Good, how are you? What are you doing?
Well, I'm going to apparently be on the steam engine that's right behind me, and we're going to do a few trips up and down.
Okay.
Have you been preparing all morning?
Well, we started at about 6 o'clock. We're just about to light the fire, so you've come at the right time.
Oh, great.
I think it's more or less the appeal of knowing that steam engines were in my grandfather's generation, and the fact that you can see it nowadays in the present time where you have, like, you know, magnetic railways and stuff.
These are rags that we've cleaned the locomotive with. They're saturated with oil and grease. We now pour kerosene on them.
It's really neat to be able to see what goes on behind the scenes instead of seeing it in the olden movies.
So, from here, we just start feeding.
It's a wood. Okay.
I'll do the little piece. I'm hopefully gonna, you know, man the steam engine and be the whole, I guess is the word captain for it. There we go. That's sort of, you know, I think my main goal, and it'll be really cool to see it actually in motion and just know that I was part of the whole sort of first step, I guess, of it.
Yeah, Natsumi, would you like to help me do some oiling up of the engine?
Sure.
Okay. All the moving parts in the engine need oil so that they'll move freely.
Yep. One more. I think it's fantastic that there are people who are actually interested enough to come down here and spend time doing it. I guess it would be like a hobby that people would just go the extra length for.
Okay. You don't have to be nuts, but it helps because, I mean, why would you get so dirty? Work in an environment which is potentially dangerous? Why would you get up at 5:30 in the morning? But it is the thrill of being able to run a steam train. It's the thrill of doing what you've always dreamed of doing. So the little boy in me never grew up.
This is your efforts from your earlier fire this morning. The pressure's increased, and we've actually now put on about 12 shovel loads of coal. So we'll just need to put another load in to keep things moving along and get the pressure.
I think I actually enjoyed the hard labour part, and I just enjoyed learning all about the sort of little mechanics and the little gadgets that make it run.
Now, in one swing. Perfect.
And I thought oiling was hard. You know, you take things for granted. You think it's just a simple, you know, throw coal and the whole thing goes, but there's a whole lot more involved.
We need to go into the locomotive to make sure that all the running gear is in the right place. It's like giving the locomotive a roadworthy certificate before we take it out. We look at the brake blocks. These are the things.
So the railway, I think, has been around for over 100 years. The fact that it's still up and running and they're able to get these big things going is really great.
Is everything clear out your side, Nat?
It's clear.
Okay, pop on the whistle.
The railway is maintained by volunteers, people who come from all walks of life. And they all have a really great sort of passion for restoring, maintaining, and just learning all about the locomotive.
This is your hat and your badge. They're very important.
Thank you very much. So as car captain, what are my duties? What do I need to look out for?
Pointing out points of interest for people.
They're not only older people, but they're younger people as well. It just shows that anybody can get involved and, you know, your contribution helps a lot. Hi, click your tickets today. Being in the carriage was much different than being in the actual cab, but it was great because you got to meet the car conductors. There was a little boy who was as young as 9 years old, training up to be a car conductor, and he was so knowledgeable. It was great to see that the knowledge just keeps passing down throughout the generations. Stop over at the wool shed where you get some refreshments and you get to meet some of the other people. So one pie and One lady was telling me that she was the wife of one of the guys who's working on the locomotive, so it's like a family thing as well.
Well done.
Good job, ladies. Everyone gets involved and they're all a tight little community. It keeps it going. Yeah.
And those plugs there are hot. Otherwise,
let's go. So on the way back, I got the opportunity right up in the cab, and I really couldn't turn it down because it's nice sitting in the carriage, but you don't actually see what's going on and how much work goes into moving this massive thing. Might not be cut out for this without my overalls. It was almost humbling, you know, because you sort of respect the machine all the more for doing what it does. Definitely makes you sort of not appreciate modern technology like the, you know, magnetic rails, bullet trains. I have no love for them anymore. Now I know that Pichi Richi Railway is a great place to go to, and the fact that they also train people up, I think that's a great volunteer opportunity, and it's something that I would definitely pursue in the future if I could.
That's Natsumi having a lot of fun on a steam train. Australia has some delicious fruits, as our next guest is about to find out. But first, let's chat to some people here about their favourite fruits.
What's your favourite fruit? Do you eat fruit?
Yeah, bananas probably. Yeah.
I mean grape, watermelon.
My daughter is mad on apples, my oldest daughter. So apples we go through them by the bushel quite easily.
Mango. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Mango's my favourite, yeah.
All fruits are my favourite fruits. Probably watermelon because it's juicy, and especially I like the seedless one because I hate spitting out the seeds, but yeah.
I like berries. Yeah. So, are they fruit? I don't know, they're not.
What is a fruit?
I can answer that.
Yeah.
A fruit is something without a seed.
It's a very sweet food, and it's yeah, I should know about this. I actually work in a fruit and veg shop.
I don't know. It's something that grows from a tree.
Now let's join Jayshree as she visits an Aussie fruit farm.
My name is Jayshree Pillay, and my friends call me Jesh. Born in Singapore. My parents are Singaporeans, my grandparents are Singaporeans. I've been living in Melbourne, Australia for 1 year now. I'm studying my double masters at Luyện University, the Bandura campus. I'm doing my masters in professional accounting and masters in financial analysis. I've heard people say that Australians have a very relaxed lifestyle, and that was what I was looking forward to. Apart from uni, I actually like to take photos. It takes my mind off a lot of things. So I would actually take long walks at my uni's wildlife sanctuary. And if I'm lucky on good days, I get to spot the animals there.
So we went one, right? 1, 2, 3. Come up, strike.
I enjoy doing karate, which I just took up recently, and that gives me a lot of space to actually vent out my frustrations. Compared to how I was a year back, I would say that I've learned to be more sensitive, more tolerant, more giving. I've learned cooking as well, very important. I've learned to be, I would say, even more confident. So coming here has pushed me out of my comfort zone, and I'm glad I did it. We are at the Rainer Stone Fruit Orchard at Yarra Valley, Victoria. I'm looking forward to make some fruit jam, bake some pie with the fruits that hopefully I can pick from the orchard. Looking at the place here, I think it's family owned. So I just want to know how long have they been in this and what do they do to maintain such a big place. It's really, really beautiful.
My name's Len Rayner, I'm the farmer here. My wife and grandkids and 2 sons and daughter-in-law, we run this little farm. We have about 8,000 odd trees. There's roughly 300 varieties of fruit, and we started this little farm, we bought a bush block 34 years ago, pretty much this month, and everything that's on it I've either built or planted. Can you drive a tractor?
No. Is it difficult?
Have you driven a car?
No.
Okay, well, we won't teach you to drive the tractor. The 300 varieties of fruit that we have, our plan is in about 2 years' time to be picking fruit all year round. And how we're going to do that is we've got stone fruit in the summertime. We've got a range of persimmons, pomegranates, tamarillos, a range of guavas, and some berries that we'll pick in the autumn. In the dead of winter, we'll have kiwi fruit and citrus. This is a pineapple guava.
Yep.
What you do is you eat the white bit in the centre.
This one?
Just the white bit. You scoop it out with your teeth.
Oh, yummy.
Is that nice?
Yeah, it is. Sweet.
That's good. These are Eureka lemons. You can pick that one if you want. They're actually quite hard to get off, so you might have to twist it off.
So how, I just twist it?
Spin it, yeah, that's right. Yep.
And pull?
Yep. Try not to pull the tree down.
Okay.
Actually, yeah, go on. Keep twisting it, let it come off.
Oh.
Yeah, well done. You even got the stem on. That's
okay.
Good picking.
Oh,
yeah.
really? Thank you.
Yeah.
So is that how you usually pick? You just twist? Keep twisting?
Normally you twist them. They're actually hard to get off. Sometimes you need to cut them off.
Oh, okay.
Just depending on the variety. So we'll take that back and you can use that in the chutney.
So you got to actually heat up the bottles first?
You've got to sterilise the jars.
Sterilise, okay.
Yeah. They go through the dishwasher first, as
Yep.
you saw me doing it.
Okay.
Then they'll go straight into the oven.
Yep.
To get sterilised. That's why the bottles and jars are so hot. Then you have to have the lid so hot.
Yep.
And then you've got to jar it real quick, like we're doing now.
Right.
Okay, now what we're going to do is preserve some plums.
Okay.
So what we'll do is cut them into halves.
All
And
right.
we'll put them in the bottle, face down.
Yep.
So
Okay.
our grandparents preserved fruit like this when we were kids.
Oh.
And this will keep
Yep.
for a few years in the pantry.
What's this in here?
Now this is a sugar syrup.
Sugar syrup.
This
okay.
is as a preservative. But it's a good life. Farming is well, it can be a great life.
Right.
It's just extremely difficult to make money out of it. But it's a good life, nice and peaceful. And we're about an hour away from the city, so if there's something we need urgently, it's nice and close.
Coming to Australia has made me realise how much I've missed out on life. Singapore is a very hectic lifestyle there. So Australia is more slow-paced, and actually looking at where I am now at this place, it's really quiet and beautiful, and I would have never experienced this in Singapore on an early morning like this. I have to say this, the farmers in Australia have my utmost respect now, because I think it is a lot of hard work and dedication that goes on behind the scenes to get these farms working, the beautiful fruits that they bottle up, and the kind of work that they put in. It's amazing to see the long hours, and they don't really complain. They don't complain at all. Even Len is happy about it. I asked him, so how is it like to stay on a farm and you're away from the city? And he said, it's perfect. I like the farm life. And he actually owns this orchard for 34 years, and this is his life. And to see so much dedication go into it, I think it's just amazing.
So hopefully Jace has got the idea that Australia's a very clean green country with some superbly good fruit. And I don't know, our farm's quite a bit different to others, so maybe she realises now that in Australia we can grow a very large range of fruit. Hopefully she enjoyed her little exercise in the shop making the peach pie. I know I enjoyed the peach pie she made.
I'm really surprised at how quiet it can get out here. You are like in your own world, but at the same time there are a lot of fun things to do, like what I did today, baking a pie, baking for the first time, bottling up fresh fruits, packing the fruits, picking a fruit from the orchard. And these are things that I've never done before, and it's really fun experiences which I'm going to take back home with me today.
I hope they gave her a jar of that delicious looking jam. Good on you, Jayshree. That's it for today's show. Don't forget you can join us on Facebook. Here's what's coming up next week. David explores spectacular Uluru, Salome goes to an adventure park, and Jingjing visits an oyster farm. See you then.